Okay, so I tried to get here early enough, but there's road noise and somebody's decided to do yard work, so we're just going to do our best to get through and deal with all the road noise. So, Strawberry Tower. I did do a good bit of cleaning up yesterday. I finally took out the volunteer tomatoes and squashes that were in there. So we do have some lemon balm and some anise hyssop. And oh, there's still a tomato in there. Missed one. That's fine. This little planter full of lemon balm. The chard's kind of spent. I've gotten like 2 tomatoes off of this little guy. It's a black creme. Looks a little worse for the wear now. Basil, my purple basil seemed to have kicked it on the other side, but also I had a squirrel help by digging them up, so it's fine. But the lettuce leaf basil seems to be kicking in. Tradescantia and parsley, my little goth girl planter. It did not work out at all how I thought it was going to. Did that all from seed. This is a volunteer anise hyssop. Coxcomb Cilicia, much bigger and happier. Coleus here. These might not be Scabiosa. These must be something else because I feel like the one that I did have bloom, the leaves look differently. So this is something I haven't grown before. I had great germination on, but it hasn't bloomed, whatever it is. Angelonia back there is hanging on. My petunia, I think, has finally given up. Chocolate mint there. Original Tradescantia. Anise hyssop. Had a good bit of rain, so things are looking pretty happy. Although, I haven't had time to deadhead. I did clean up a little bit yesterday. Like these roses definitely need to be cleaned up a smidge. Citrus seems to be doing really well. We have fruit on everybody. Oh, we're losing a fruit, but still plenty to go around. There's 2 generations of fruit on this tree, and it looks like it's finally ripening up things from the last round. But there's the next round. And then that's the Lisbon lemon right there. That's the lime tree, Bear's lime, which I feel like in the camera in particular it doesn't look very green. Maybe I need to feed you guys. Lisbon lemon, Meyer lemon, and let's see, that is one grown from seed that's never been particularly happy. Bay laurel, the little planters here, kind of wild. Amaranth there. Had some black beans in there, black turtle beans, if I can say all the words right. There's a bunch of Tulsi in there, and an eggplant, but I don't know if we're going to get to eggplant. All the trees that I need to put in the ground before winter. Witch hazel, Edgeworthia, 2 baby figs. Not putting the yuzu in the ground, although theoretically I could, but I probably would have to do a lot of management. Hydrangeas, celery, and my little maple that my husband got me just all of a sudden took a turn for the worst. I don't know what happened, if it just got too wet. I do have a few babies in here, all fall stuff, so some dill and cilantro, some kale, some lettuces. Those are all brassicas. They're looking kind of crazy. They're probably past the moment I needed to pot them up, but that's how life is, right? I plan for more things than I have time for. I have gotten a couple of pine berries recently out of the bed. Asparagus, I did cut some of the dead stalks off yesterday. My giant marigold flopped over. Strawberry Hill, I did clean up a little bit. Lariape, mango pawpaw, passion fruit, and then surface berry, blackberries, and blackberries there. I cut down a bunch of the echinacea. I did some chop and drop back there. This black jewel raspberry. So yeah, I just took the flower heads and chucked them back there. I should chop it up a little bit finer, and maybe I will as things go on. But so yeah, I cut back this blackberry a good bit. But this black jewel raspberry is just going all over the place. You can see sort of the lighter canes there, and then it's all out here. So like it did a whole bunch of growing while I was gone in the middle of the summer, and I'm just like it's gone everywhere. Like it's got the longest canes. I don't know, I've never had one of these before. Like it's all out there, it's all over there. I don't know if I've got myself into a situation with a plant I'm not going to be able to control, because it did most of that growing in 3 weeks, or at least heading out, and I kind of let it continue, and I guess that was the mistake too. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that hard kiwi I just cut way back yesterday. I finally cut all of the wisteria and the kudzu and stuff. I don't know if we can tell, but I grew a birdhouse gourd for the first time, and it escaped the fence, and it's all over the tree there. And I feel like I can see a little baby gourd in there. So, you know, we may be giving the wildlife some birdhouse gourds. There is my peach tree that's put on a ton of growth. We'll talk about trees in a minute. The tomatoes over here seem to be pretty close to done. I keep getting, like, you know, some of the cherry tomatoes. I keep on going. But the insides, because again, I haven't been keeping up with the pruning, everything just looks terrible. Like it looks mostly dead. But we're still getting tomatoes from time to time. Well, they're like clinging to life, you see. But yeah, so all the things down here in this jumbled mess. We do have a ground cherry. Got lots of beans growing up in here. We'll see that from the other side. Some purple opal basil on the celery. Brussels sprouts that are getting eaten by all of the bugs, but it's totally fine, don't care. More celery and basil. This is, it looks like got something eating that. And you see the squash bugs are out in full force, but I don't really have any squash left, so it's fine. But yeah, green zebra tomatoes, and that's a black creme. Got one up there. I've gotten 2 little okras off my okra plant so far. Like I thought this plant was going to be done, so I put in the okra. That was silly. I probably could have cut it down. Blueberry, shiso, lettuce leaf, basil. I cut all of this tulsi down to the nub, so I have lots of tulsi to dry. The roses have been blooming, although they're kind of past their moment too. Kale is 3 feet tall, almost 4 feet tall. I did come out and I pull out some of the yarrow. There was a bunch in here. I hope I didn't set myself back for next year. Some nasturtium and kale. And I uncovered my lavender that's clinging onto life. Cut back the Brussels sprout. Poblano pepper that I probably need to tie onto the fence there. We do have some peppers happening there. They're finally starting to kick the end of August. Oh, I got a giant banana pepper that I missed. So banana pepper, all of the beans. I've got several kinds. Valhilda, rattlesnake pole beans. I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes as we speak. But yeah, so the Valhilda are purple potted. But before we do that, back to the peppers. That is a Hungarian paprika, banana pepper. That is an Ashe County pimento. Got 2 of those. Got big old peppers here. Purple Beauty bell pepper. I just got a real big one off there the other day. I'm gonna let these size up some because yeah, we've been getting tons of food out the yard here. A lot of things are finishing up. Murasaki peppers have gone crazy. Oh, pardon. Gosh. Maybe I'll figure out how to edit that out. More poblanos. Got a little Brussels sprout in there. God bless. Okay. So, amidst all this, still have the rhubarb kicking. I never have harvested any this year. Ground cherry. You see more vines reaching in. Rhubarb. Giant sage. Honeycrisp apple that got split in half during Halloween. My last Roma tomato that I should totally take out because it's pathetic. I did pretty much clear this out, and then I put in some compost. I have volunteer pumpkins. I'm gonna let them hang out. This is what you get when you let a cauliflower hang out until the end of August that's been planted since March. I have such a hard time. They get to be enormous. And you're like, okay, well, you got to finish up soon. And you let them have the space and the resources, and then they don't. So I don't know, just brassicas in this area are tough, I think, if you're not a professional. I've heard from other people. But my first artichoke that looks really good, I mean, she's probably not as big as she should be, but she's pretty good. A ginormous kale. I can grow kale really well. These are Roselle hibiscus. They've been crowded out, haven't had enough sun. They probably should already be producing, but maybe they will before frost, and if they don't, it's fine. I've got plenty of space. I just cleared a bunch of this out yesterday. My Martian corn didn't work out so well, I think, because I didn't get to put down the compost on this layer. I don't think it had enough nitrogen for the corn, but maybe it's just a tiny corn variety. I don't know. Again, more Brussels sprouts, but like this one might be Brussels sprouting, you know? What's the magic? I don't know why this one is different than the other ones, but I thought I'd been basically doing the same. But yeah, so Martian corn. I did pick one yesterday. I had a little small ear of corn, and it's white on the inside, so it's a very cool looking plant. So like that's enough, right? Just for the interest. Cauliflower that never cauliflowered. Still got chard hanging on, and the ground cherries, which are almost done. The borage has been everywhere to the point of being obnoxious this year. See all that growing out in the middle of the yard. I do have these little sons of bitches. I took out all of my squashes, and now all these guys are on my one and only watermelon plant that was all the way out there. But again, and I just put compost on it, so it might be too late for it to make a watermelon, but I'm gonna let it try. My last debris pile I'm never gonna get to. I've been throwing all of my garden stuff in its proximity, so I'm killing off my grass, but you can see it's fine. It'll come right back because of all the rain, but this has sort of been part of my process because I've had so much yard waste. Put in here for the moment, let it hang out, sort of brown up, and then I put it in my garbage cans in the back there, and then I layer that with the tumbler, my compost tumbler that's mostly kitchen waste, and because it's always too goopy, it's not the right consistency, I don't have enough brown in there, but I think we fill it up too fast with food to do the right mix. Anyway, that's been working out fine. So that's my volunteer peach. It grew up in my bed, so we don't know what it is and if it will be edible. It'll take a few years. Honeyberry there. That's the Czech 17, I believe. And then Suncoast Nectarine. And that is my Pink Lady apple. Oh, I forgot to mention my fig over there. She is finally producing figs. And I do have a hardy kiwi behind it. And, because I keep forgetting to look at this and also to mention it. So, the gourd's there, but can we see the giant castor bean plant? I'm assuming that's what it is anyways, because I thought it was another bean, but it's ginormous. It's as tall as my apple tree. And the castor bean plants I thought were kind of purpley, which is why I got them, but maybe it's a different variety. Anyway, that's crazy. And okay, back to this. Blackberry, pawpaw, my original one that's been in the ground about 4 years. Pink lady apple, I think I said. My other, I know that's the Czech 17 honeyberry, and which means that one is the one I can't remember the variety for. And that one, I believe, is the Koshing quince, which means that one is the Crimea. And then all this is raspberries back here that have flopped over. And there's an elderberry, and some blueberries that I may move before next spring. We will see, because I feel like the pink lemonades are growing well. They don't produce a lot, and then those blueberries don't produce. I mean, that one does okay, but they just look so sad. And the raspberries are kind of bullying all of the space there. So it's all of that. And let me look at my hydrangeas real fast and show off my weird spontaneous cannas. Okay, so that one's growing really well. Those maybe need a little bit of feed. But yeah, right here in my walkway. Canna. Never planted these. Don't know where they came from. And I have one in the bed over here. No idea. So I'm probably going to try and figure out how to transplant these. Maybe after they died back in the fall. I need to look that up. Okay, the end.